Hey, what's up? Dusk the Viking here, and today we're going to be analyzing some of the footage that has been put out about Evil Dead the game. Now, I'll be looking at a few videos, but I'm not going to watch them or show them in their entirety. If you would like to see them in their entirety, I'll have links in the description below where you can check them out. I'm just going to be looking at a few key points here and there so that we can take some information and figure out what's going on with Evil Dead. Now, first, let's take a look at this screen. Alright, so here we have what looks like the main menu screen. We have Survivor vs. Demon, which we know that there's a PvP mode, and this is it right here. It is a 1 vs. 4 asymmetrical horror style mode. You have missions here, which we know that Evil Dead was supposed to have a co-op versus AI mode, and so that it is likely that that's what this is. Tutorial, self-explanatory, and collection, which most likely means that this is where the progression system is going to lay. And if we go down a little bit farther, we'll see social, that's your friends list, extras. This is going to be things like videos, unlockables, things like that, settings, self-explanatory, credits, self-explanatory, and exit game. We can tell by looking at the menu alone that this is going to be a completely fleshed out AAA or near AAA quality game. Of course, that's no guarantee that the game is going to be fun, so let's take a look at the gameplay and see what that looks like. Alright, so this is part of the asymmetrical mode. If you chose to play as a demon, this is the screen that you will look at, where you either pick a warlord, a puppeteer, or necromancer. It looks like this particular individual has picked warlord. I notice that this says level 5 here, so I assume that that means that there definitely is a progression system in play, and you do sort of like level up your roles and or characters as you go. Looks like you've got some Deadite skills here, which I assume belong to the Warlord. And if you had picked Puppeteer, you would have different abilities, and same for Necromancer. And you can see the characters available. Alright, now here we're looking at the Survivor side and the things that the classes that they get to pick from. Alright, so as far as the roles here, one thing I did notice is that there is a version of Ash in every every single role. So if you like to play Ash, there are plenty to pick from, which is great. This is all just the PvP interface. I haven't seen the co-op interface menu yet, but I assume it's going to be pretty similar. And that's probably why they haven't bothered teasing it or showing it yet, because it's not much different than the PvP mode. And the PvP mode is the thing people are probably going to be a little bit more curious about when it comes to the nuance of how it plays out. So that's what they've been showing off, and so that's what we're going to focus on and look at. Real quick, I'll give you a heads up on what it looks like to me so far before we dive in and look at it. I believe this is going to feel like a cross between Friday the 13th and Left 4 Dead, with maybe a little bit of Last Year the Nightmare and maybe Resident Evil Resistance lightly sprinkled in on top of that. If you're not familiar with those games, I'll provide a link to Google in the description below. Alright, so in this particular section of the video, they talk about having a car, and well, I'll just play it really quick.
Yes, if you jump in a car, the demon immediately knows where you are.
Okay, so that is a huge clue to how this game plays right there. If you jump in the car, then the demon knows where you are. So that means that the map is large enough, and we can tell by looking at the mini-map right here that everybody's pretty spread out, and that it is a pretty large map. It means for certainty that the bad guy, the person playing the monster, the Evil Dead, doesn't know where the survivors are and has to find them, and there are things that will give away their location. The gameplay is progressive. You have to find the Kandarian dagger, then you have to move forward in the stage to face the Evil Dead. Finally, you have to defend the Necronomicon. So it's this progressive style of gameplay, which is closer to like a Left 4 Dead style. There is also a fear mechanic. If you look here, this secondary smaller bar is fear that grows in the character, and the more their fear grows, the more they are susceptible to influence, possession, and other things from the Evil Dead. If you look on the mini-map too, you can also see what look like little flame markers. There are places where you can light a fire or turn a light on and essentially get your fear to begin to lower. Alright, now in this part, it's just a little bit of banter about the quality of the game.
Weather is important.
There we go.
Movies.
Talking about horror movies.
First Camel's a big weatherhead.
Yep.
All right, I got the second map, these guys.
Notice when you see the lightning cracks, the shadows will come from the direction where the lightning took place. I'm a detail guy.
This hints at the level of detail and polish that this game has, and again, that this is a larger, more capable studio. You go and watch the video in its entirety, you can see that everything seems to be pretty smooth. It's not janky or hitchy. The animations look pretty clean. You know, there's a lot of polish in this game. All right, so in this part, they talk about leveling abilities up. This is another crucial game element here.
It'll last longer, sort of thing.
Demon is level 4.
Okay, so he was talking about leveling up his ability to possess so that he could possess for longer. And then here they make a call out. Look out, the demon is level 4, which means throughout the round, the demon starts out weaker and they get progressively more powerful and level up. And so this tells us right here that it's going to have some really good internal pacing and is generally just kind of a fun mechanic. All right, so here's another little good piece of banter.
Demons come out of that rift, right, Andy?
Yeah, I can sort of set traps, I can open portals.
Set traps, open portals, possess the heroes, a plethora of tools.
Definitely not me creeping.
Here we go. When the Evil Dead is not possessing someone, they get to fly around in what appears to be an invisible form.
That feels
So we kind of get a glimpse of how it works. Kind of want to wrap this up. I don't want the video to get too long, even though there is so much to look at. I encourage you to go watch the gameplay video yourself. But it does look like they're borrowing a lot of the best mechanics from these different games. There are some other things I didn't touch on, like the ability to get knocked down as a survivor or a hero, and then have a teammate res you, get you back up off the ground. However, you could be killed where you were dead, and then they wouldn't be able to do that. It looks like once you're dead, you are out of the round. Now, co-op versus AI, will it have some sort of rescue resurrect mechanic like Left 4 Dead? May be hard to say, but that does not appear to be something that will appear in the PvP mode. As soon as the game launches and comes out, I will be playing this game, so yeah, for sure. Anyway, we'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching. Hell yeah!